I'm Kathleen Selmans, and this is What's Working in Online Video. Today, I am joined by Kevin Sutarji. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your company, Kevin?
Hey, Kathleen. First of all, thank you for having me. I believe that the actions that we take now can create an impact, an investment, and influence to our future. And with that, I've created Curative Co., which is a multimedia creation platform so that I can inspire and guide people to live with more intention.
That sounds awesome. What do you mean by a multimedia platform?
I make videos. I've created videos from promotions through for small businesses and entrepreneurs, and I've also done podcasts, video podcasts, and I've also shared my stories through video as well.
Awesome. That's great. I obviously love video as well. We use it in our company from a marketing perspective. So to help people who need to create content get out of their own way when it comes to content. Because, it's so much easier sometimes to just say what you mean than it is to make sure that a blog post or any written content comes across right. What do you think for you and your business, the importance and the impact of video has been?
I think what I've found, and this is based on the followers and the viewers, that they believe in learning something or hearing a message with some authenticity. And I think being in front of the camera is super important because it shows your character, it shows your body language, and it just shows a face behind the content. And, I write blogs too. I think writing blogs, writing newsletters is very important. But I do know some of my audience love seeing me in person talking about the same exact thing. And for some reason, they get the message a lot clearer when I'm speaking from my heart. So I think it's super important to have video and to show your face once in a while.
I do too. And not just because we work from home and this is the only interaction we get with other humans.
That is very true. Yeah.
But it is also that. Yeah. Like I don't there is something to be said for actually feeling more connected through Zoom than I was. I've been working online for a very long time. And in 2013, I worked for a 100% remote company. And so I was working in corporate, but I never saw anybody's face. And in the time that I was there, I got married. And I thought, how funny that I didn't even consider asking anybody in my company if they wanted to come to my wedding.
Oh,
It was 100% remote, so nobody lived by me, so I didn't think about that. But it was also like everybody traveled all the time anyway. Mm-hmm. And if it were a regular environment, if it were an office, I would have invited everybody. If we had any video calls, I would have at least invited my boss,
Right.
I find that really interesting now because I don't go a whole day without a Zoom call. I get frustrated when family wants to talk on Zoom because I'm done with my computer, but I get it. It's especially when it's dangerous to meet up in person, it's sometimes all that we get. Can you tell me a little bit about the ways in which you use video? Do you use it as content? Is it part of a course or what?
So I do video in many different ways. I've dabbled in doing a vlog style. I've dabbled in just talking head. I've also dabbled in interviewing people, whether it's through a podcast format or through like a mini documentary. And what I've found that's very useful with video is that you get to have the person who is sharing their story share through their voice. And I like to do that in many different ways. So when I do create a sort of course, whether it's telling it through someone else's eyes and experiences, or it's telling it through mine, I like to do talking head. There is that power in show, not versus just tell. So if I'm trying to not prove a point, but if I'm trying to explain something and show a little bit of detail, I'll kind of, do the act, and whether it's like making coffee or maybe trying to show them how I set up my day. So I do many different ways depending on what is needed for the video.
And then do you find that the tools were a barrier in order for you to start creating video content?
I do think that tools can be a barrier, but I do think that it's very helpful depending on what you need. So I wouldn't try to pick up a tool just because that's what everyone is using and you're trying to just keep up with everyone else. In reality, find tools that work for you. And whether it's Adobe Premiere, which is something that I've used and a lot of professionals use, which is great. But some people just use the Apple one,
iMovie or whatever. Yeah.
iMovie, yeah. And people have made amazing videos through that. So depending on what you need, you can use whatever tool that works well for you and help you in creating wonderful videos.
I agree with that. And, I had the reason I'm asking is because I ran into head first into gear problems. And
I see.
I bought a camcorder for my one-on-one videos. I still just use my computer-based webcam for these. And then I bought a mic and it didn't work. And then I bought the mic and it didn't have the right cable. It was just this whole thing back and forth. And then because we do this for clients for their content, I took a step back and I thought, you know what? Most people have a 4K camera just
Definitely.
on them at all times. And while we're not producing billboards, we don't need it to be 4K. But I just thought, man, I've been carrying this around and it is at least as high quality as my camcorder. And so now with our clients, we send them a little kit, a ring light and a mic for their phone, and that's it. In terms of tools, 2020 is and beyond is where it is for ease of use. All of the things that used to be hard. I was thinking about this the other night. Just blogging used to be so challenging because you didn't even have a computer where you could punch in your memory card, or you did, but there was one in your house. Mm-hmm. And so if you took a picture with a digital camera, you had 9 steps between that and when you could put that picture on your blog post. And now you can with Loom, you can just create a video of you walking somebody through something with your face on it in 10 seconds. And I just think it's a really cool time to be in video and on video.
Yeah, the barrier is so small now, and technology really can help make it that way. And it's definitely amazing how the companies think about creating the user interface and the user experience to really help people ramp up really quickly.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Where can people find you when they want to connect with you? And I'll link to this below this video if you're watching it on YouTube, and I'll link to it in the blog post when you're watching it there.
Yeah. So for my website, you can look at curative.co. That's KURATIVE.co. For Instagram, is instagram.com/curativekevin. Same for Twitter, twitter.com/curativekevin. My YouTube, which I do video, is youtube.com/curativeco. That's KURATIVECO.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Kathleen.